Take a look at the disclosure. Let's get to it. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's morning call. So, kind of as expected, a little bit of a softer open. You know, some things are up or down small. Got a huge move into a doji close. You know, SPYs are only down 55 cents or so. So the question is, you know, what happens today? Are we going to have an inside day, or are we going to break below the doji low and shake the tree down to test a gap here near 446? Hard to tell. At 8:30, we'll get the unemployment numbers or whatever that is, the claims. If it's higher, maybe we'll see how we react there. Bottom line is, big, huge move. Gap didn't get filled. Gap didn't get filled. You would think this one at least gets tested, but we'll see. At this point, you know, I'm probably I have the least amount of risk on that I've had on since Monday, and actually I'm a little overhedged with SPY call sold. You guys could see the positions here. You know, I'm short the 450s, which is really the closest I've been in a while in the money. I did that on the close, the 451s, 452, 453s. So we'll see how it goes. If the claims are high and they want to, you know, push us up because it's bad news and bad news is good news, then, you know, I'll sell more. You know, if we're down, I'll collect the premium and then I'll figure it out, and then we'll see, you know, what happens here on the SPYs and the Qs and all that kind of great stuff. You know, does it hold or does it break, and do we see it move up down to this area? You know, Qs, told you guys yesterday, first kiss, we probably would sell into the prior highs in July, and that's what kind of happened. And now we'll see what happens here. 384.25 is your pivot, then 383.18 is below it, and then you have your gap. Does it hold it or not? Does it test it or not? We'll see. What'll give you some clues? You know, Microsoft will give you a clue. Right? Microsoft has done nothing the past 3 days while other stocks played catch up, while the small caps rallied, while all those kind of things. You know, read the language. It's right there. You know, right now Microsoft is up $2, showing relative strength. It was upgraded this morning. I actually took a long towards the end of the day. I trimmed some, and I'll see if it goes from green to red and breaks this. Chances are the indices are going to have an off day. If it holds here and sellers can't sell it and it takes out 370, chances are we're not going to get much downside traction in the SPYs or the Qs. So I would definitely watch Microsoft for opportunities and for action. I'm in some. I played it really well from here. I got out into that spot. I missed that part of it, so I said, let me buy a little bit back there. Meta's interesting. Meta yesterday, we sold the pre-market actually just to take it off. It was actually 340, hit a high of 338. Came into 330-ish. Here's your 8-day. I'd love to buy a dip. I don't want to be too fast. We'll see. Does Meta, right now it's at 330.55. Does it hold 330? Could you buy it to go right to green today? That'd be a nice trade. Or do the SPYs break the doji low? Does Microsoft go red? And does this break this to see the 8-day near 325, which would be probably a better spot? We'll see. Some clues that some things are getting a little wishy-washy. Amazon. First one sold yesterday. Actually filled the CPI gap, down another 230 today. I guess it could be because of Walmart, you know, or I don't even know exactly why, but you know, at this point it's down 230. It's below 142. The 8-day is right here. Wow, so it's below the 8-day. So we'll see if a leader, which this is a leader, you know, since earnings, not only does a false breakout, but kind of break the 8-day, or does it make a low and come back up? I'll watch it today. I might even trade it today. I'm not sure. You know, it also could be that finally, I think yesterday, Jeff and McKenzie might have started selling a little bit. It's at monthly, weekly highs, and they still own 20%, and he's moving to Florida for tax purposes. Maybe he sold some. Either which way, you know, I'd wait for a 15-minute low, and maybe you could buy versus, especially if you sold some strength. If you sold it above 147, you're like, hey, I could buy 140.86s. That's kind of what I'm thinking with Meta. I'm like, hey, you know, with Meta, you know, I sold yesterday above 338, so buying 330 is 8 points below, you know, hasn't been a bad thing to do during the last 2-3 weeks, but we got to make sure that continues. Apple, you know, put a little topping tail into this 189-ish, had a great buy here, was done with it into there. I'm still in a call spread that's maxed out. I really don't have any interest unless it pulls in more. You know, I do think Apple at some points, it's actually up today, could see the all-time highs again. But I got to figure out how to get in there where I feel like I'm not chasing it and I'm being responsible and all those things that keep me safe. Um, but ultimately, it's still looks good. This just could be a spot. We'll see how it digests. Um, Tesla. Tesla. Guys like, Red Dog, why are you getting out of it? I'm like, because it's only a trade now. Tesla's not leading. Tesla's not special. It's just a trade. And PS, Tesla had a high of 246. I didn't get 246. I sold closer to 242s. So now it's below 236, and this is 230. Where's Tesla right now? Tesla is down 4. Actually, it's not below 236. I'm sorry. 236 is right here. Can it hold 236? It's down 4. It's $10 off of yesterday's high. So if you're trading these ranges, there might be something to do here. I'm going to look to see if I see a divergence, if I could buy it, and just look for some cash flow. I'm looking for some cash flow now. Cash flow. Anyway, Netflix didn't pull back yesterday. If you're still in it, congratulations. It filled most of this entire gap that it had. Remember that gap? It's kind of gone. Interesting. Interesting, I tell you, interesting. I'm not chasing it now. There's no setup there for me. And then you have Nvidia that comes out with earnings next Tuesday. It's the language. You could read it on the chart. Bottom line is, it said the last 2 days they'll probably sell some strength into this 502, which they did. Some guys made some money fading, and it was pretty fast fades. And we'll see how it goes now. It's down 4. It's right around yesterday's low. Yesterday's low is 42-ish. I'm going to look there today. If I see a divergence, if I see the spies break yesterday's low with the Qs and it holds in there, maybe I buy it to go red to green. If it breaks it, what I'm not going to do is I'm going to look to buy a little bit of calls into this 8-day, which is 475. I'm hoping that this area holds and it builds this upper level type of spot prior to numbers Tuesday, so then all of a sudden you get a really good tradable move if it were to clear this post earnings. That's if. It's going to need a hell of a report, hell of a guidance, and even maybe a split, and then maybe there's a play there. It's been in the same range pretty much. I know it came a lot off the Red Dog reversal lows, but it's been in the same range pretty much since July. So for 4 months, someone's accumulating it up here. But we'll see. I'm going to only buy into weakness, a certain amount of calls that I would feel like I could lose 100% of, because that's what you do. If you're wrong, you lose 100% of your options usually. So we'll see. But for today, does it hold 482? If not, 475 is the 8-day below. AMD also is shaking the tree a little bit. Watch 115-ish. Could be a buy versa. This has been a great trade for so many. But it's getting a little long in the tooth. A lot of ascending little channels here. That could definitely break and see the 8-day. So be careful. SMCI gave you a big move on Tuesday. Yesterday I told you to sell it or trim it, and then it pulled in. Now we'll see today. If if the semis are bought in weakness, maybe you could be a buyer of SMCI versus 280-ish. It's probably down, but Nvidia's gonna have to go green for that to happen. This is it's down 3, so it's worth a look. 830. Okay, here's the numbers coming out. So let's see what's happening. Claims are probably lighter. It's coming up now.
Initial claims 231,000 versus 220,000 estimate.
A little bit higher.
Continued claims 1.865 million versus 1.847 million.
So again, futures are coming up a little bit, as you could see, because claims, means that people are, people are starting to collect their unemployment because some people are laid off. I don't think the market's going to run away, but we'll see. About a little meta, it's something I've been going with. I wouldn't be chasing the futures here, but we'll see how it goes. It's 8:30, little push up. See the alpha team talking. I just bought a little meta just to have a little bit because I sold it so well, so I don't have a lot of exposure. So that's how they see it come up, like it was just bought at 8:30. Oh wow. So it looks like the SEC punted on Bitcoin. So what's BITO doing? Down 2%. All right, guys. What are the TLTs doing? Oh wow, those I bought yesterday. Look, these are, up $1. So that's probably going to help a little bit of, the programs, because the programs usually are programmed to buy when, when rates are coming lower. So what's Tesla doing? Tesla's 360. Microsoft's still hanging here. All right, so we're going to see how it goes. At this point, we'll see. I still think the oscillator plus 70, we're not going to all of a sudden take out 451 today. Maybe we go back and forth a little bit and then see, what the flows really are. Feels like today the market wanted the day off, but we'll see. All right, guys. Good luck today.